Hey folks, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, whatever the case may be. Sorry, just adjusting my camera so you can see what I'm working on. There we go. Yeah, that should do it. Yay! So this is my Dragonfly and flowers. I just started it yesterday after I finished this tree. I know it's been a while, but I finished this tree. That's a Celtic tree, pretty much. Yeah, and it's only it's a 30 by 30. But yeah, since my last video, I have completed Captain Caveman, Mouthy Woman, and the tree, and now I'm doing my Dragonfly and flowers. Yeah. I have not been doing videos for a while because of my depression. Still is an issue, and still dealing with having to charge the battery in my van, and it's looking like it needs, we're gonna try getting a new battery, because my mechanic said that the alternator is good, because he tested it before he put it in, because it's of course secondhand. So yeah, he's saying that it sounds like it may just be the battery, and because, like, even though I just bought the battery brand new last year, it's because of all the charging, having to charge it as many times as I have since buying it, has weakened the charge. So yeah, now I'm gonna go, and when I get paid next week, I'm gonna buy a new battery and put that in, and hopefully that fixes the issues. So earlier this week, let's see here, I had a doctor's appointment over the phone to talk with my doctor about my sleep apnea. And oh, no, sorry, that's wrong. Trying to remember, me and my squirrel brain. No, I had a phone call appointment to renew the prescription for to get more refills for my antidepressants, my escitalopram. So I told him, when he called, I told him about how last week I took my resume in to No Frills, the grocery store where my boyfriend works, because they're looking for online shoppers. So yeah, I went and got that done and never heard back. So yeah, it's a little disappointing, but it's also understandable, because they most likely got resumes from younger, healthier people with better resumes than me. With my history, I don't have my resume sucks, because I've got nothing listed for the last 10 years, 11 years, something like that. Because I cannot remember. I did have a different resume that had the last job that I had, where I used to, where my ex and I cleaned parking lots for a business. Yeah, and I used to have that information on my resume, but I had never, silly me, I did not save that particular resume, and I don't think, like, online, and I don't think I have a a physical copy of it. Because I do not recall coming. I might have come across it at some point and just tossed it out. I don't remember. Darn squirrel brain. I tells you, darn squirrel brain sucks. So anyways, yeah, it is what it is. It would have been tricky anyways if because right now, well, there's still the issue with the van. Yesterday I charged up the battery because we had to go to the food bank, and so yeah, when I finished charging, it had a green light. It was actually fully charged. I let it charge all the way, and it started up good. And then Wolfie just stayed in the van while I ran into the food bank, and I just left the van idling. The day before that, on Tuesday, a couple hours after talking to the doctor, I went out to charge, I went out and I plugged the van in and charged it for a bit before I took off to go to the store and to the pharmacy to pick up my pills. And I got water and toilet paper because we were almost all out of toilet paper and less than half a jug of water left. So got that done, but I had to use the booster when it came time to leave, when I went to leave the pharmacy. Yeah. I also ran into an old high school friend at the pharmacy, someone that I hadn't seen in a number of years from my hometown. Her mom, excuse me, she said her mom is living here, and she comes out herself. She comes out every Saturday and hosts karaoke at I'm guessing it's a pub or whatever nearby every Saturday night. She's like, yeah, you should come by and hang out. And it's like, yeah, I'll see you about getting my daughter out as well, because, well, she and I both don't really like to socialize much, and so I can use her as an excuse to get out of there early. Yeah, because of her anxiety. Yeah. Yeah, we don't really socialize much. I think the most socializing that she and I do with anybody out in public is once a month when we go to 7-Eleven for pizza and we chat with the guy behind the counter. And that's if and there's just the one person, one employee, one particular employee that we chat with. This guy that's I think he's a little bit younger than I am. Yeah. Yeah, he's fun to chat with and joke around with. Yeah, he's a cool guy. But yeah, aside from that, like, yeah, we don't get out much. And yeah. Once I've got the van reliable, then that'll make life easier and less stressful on me. With school back in, the highway is now closed again during the weekdays. Well, 6 days a week. Most likely back to the 6 days a week that it was at before summer. From like 9 till 3. I'm guessing because I haven't actually looked it up, but I can't see why they wouldn't continue doing it that way. if it was working before summer. Yeah, so we still we're Wolfie and I, well, I would like Wolfie to get some stuff, some artwork done to hopefully sell, to possibly sell at the yard sale that we're going to be having here at the beginning of October. That'd be nice. Make a few dollars with that. Been slowly going through stuff here, sorting things out and finding some stuff to get rid of, and mostly toss in the garbage because it's just not, yeah. But I found, like, when my ex and I were living in this one house, we had a yard sale before we moved out, and we had bought some supplies at the dollar store, like the stickers, you know, like the prices, you know, like 50 cents, 25 cents, $2 stickers, those things. Yeah, I found those, so I can use some of those for some of the stuff that we've got that we can try and sell. And I'm trying to finish that pink blanket. I want to finish it and then crochet a border on it, around it, to include that in the yard sale. And I recently made a new friend who lives down in Florida, an online friend. She is also a big What the Hales fan, my #1 favorite YouTube channel. So, and she also subscribed to my channel. Yay! Welcome, new sub. But I finally have somebody that I can sit and chat with for hours about what's going on with with that channel. It's also really funny because she does crocheting, and she introduced me to 2 styles of crocheting that I really want to try. Two styles. There's mosaic crocheting and Grafgan blankets that I really definitely want to try. And and she introduced me to she told me about a website where I can get patterns, and it's actually where she got 2 patterns from that she's already done, and she showed me pictures. She sent me pictures of some of the mosaic blankets that she's done, and a Grafgan that she did for her stepmom, and they're just beautiful. And yeah, I'm excited. A new craft. Well, a new style of a craft that I already do. That's like beaded cross stitch. I am still wanting to try doing that, but I have to, of course, I'm gonna have to wait a while until I can get a frame large enough to be able to put a whole canvas on, right? Because I realized after thinking about it for a while that I can't use like the round hoop like I do with my cross stitches, because of the beads themselves would get in the way of the frame. The hoop would get in the way of the beads. Yeah, so it wouldn't work. So yeah, at some point eventually down the road I will be looking into doing beaded cross stitch, as well as getting patterns to do mosaic crocheting and Grafgan crocheting blankets. And oh yeah, So I'm excited about that. Today I reconnected with an old, I guess you could call him an old flame. Someone who has strong feelings for me still. I have many fond memories of him. He's one of the few guys that's like, yeah, I can't think of any, like, he's one of those guys that, like, he's defended me. He's the one that, I think I told the story about, this one time, he got into a he's the one that got into an argument with my sister in the clinic, the doctor's, in the waiting area of the doctor's, the walk-in clinic in my hometown with my sister. Yeah, he came to like, Wolfie and we were at the clinic, and my sister came in and saw us there. And she's like, well, what are you doing here? And I'm like, well, I'm here to talk to the doctor about this. I'm under the stress. And she's like, stress? What stress? You're not under any stress. And he had gone outside for something or other, and he had just come back into the waiting area, and I had just finished seeing the doctor, and I had to go over and get some blood work done. They had the lab in on the same floor in the building there, and I'm like, yes, I'm under a lot of stress from the ministry, and from Papa, and from our dad, and from you, from pointed to her, and I'm like, and I saw him. And I pointed to him, and I'm like, and him. And he's like totally doesn't know what's going on. And she said something, and I stormed off, and he lit into her something. Yeah, he lit into her. And well, I stormed off and went to go get my blood work done. And, well, the two of them, their voices raised a little bit, and then they were both politely asked to leave. So they did. She left. He went out to his vehicle. I think it was his mom's car, actually. He took Wolfie, and the two of them went and waited in the car for me. But yeah, my sister, apparently she left, and she went back to her place, called up our dad, and said, yeah, basically she basically told our dad that she liked this guy that I was with, that I was very good, that he was very good for me, because he defended me, and he stuck up for me. He stood up for me. C and U. Let's see. So this diamond painting, it's got a lot of confetti. As you can see here, there's the letter U. Where is the letter U? There's so many colors that I can't have them organized in the container. But like, there's 6 colors. Oh, let me zoom out a little bit. There, see, I just pulled out 6 colors, and and I need the arrow, the other arrow, where is it? There it is. 7. There's 7 colors right in here. Yeah, because of the flowers, right? Yeah, but it's like there's one of this color, one of this one. No. Why me? And then there's one of this, one J, there's two V's, there's one C, one T, and three O's. Yeah, so. But then, of course, the background is a lot of black, which I do believe is, yes, is 310. Yeah. So anyways, so yeah, I added him as a friend on Facebook a few months ago, this particular individual. And, yeah, I responded a couple of days ago on a comment that he made, something that he posted on his timeline, and I made a comment about it, and he responded to that comment, and then today he messaged me. He's like, yeah, I haven't heard from you in a while. How are you doing? So we got to talking, and yeah, he misses me. He brings back memories from when he lived around here, and we weren't officially a couple, because I was living with someone, and yeah, and then when we just never really were able to connect, right? Because when he was single, I was in a relationship. When I was single, he was in a relationship. Like right now, I'm in a relationship with his cousin, and he is single. But he's also raising his 3 teenage kids. So, north of here. So there's that too. But yeah, brings back all kinds of memories. Chatting with him and reminiscing about the days back then when I was more of an idiot. I will honestly admit that I was an idiot back then. I did a lot of stupid things. Yeah, did a lot of stupid things. But it has all led me to here. I sometimes wonder if I could go back in time and change things. What would I change and why? And yeah, there are a few things that if I was able to go back in time and change them, I would do certain things differently. But then I get to wondering, well, if I did this, what would the outcome be? Like, if I didn't get married, if I didn't marry my first husband, if I didn't marry him, would I still end up with 3 children? Because because he and I had 2 kids together. If he and I had never gotten married, if I had yeah, basically if I had left well, can't really get into too much detail, but well, I know if I had instead of picking Wolfie's father and moved in with him, like moved out of my current boyfriend's place when I was living with him all those years ago, would he still have that place? Would he still have his business? Would things be how would our relationship look right now? because it wasn't that long after I moved out. It wasn't, yeah, I chose Wolfie's father over him. I know, big mistake, I know. It's a stupid thing to do, but I thought he was the one that I was meant to be with, and yeah. And now I've got the PTSD to show for it. But anyways, it wasn't that long after I left that I moved out. That he ended up in a road rage incident and ended up losing his work contract, which in turn made him lose his business, which in turn made him lose the money, the income to be able to afford to continue paying for the mortgage for his place, which made him end up losing his place to the bank, which made him end up moving into his mom's place. Yeah. And then eventually move into his dad's place, and where he's currently still living. Yeah. But it is what it is. If I could turn back time, I would definitely change that. If I could go back in time even further, there are quite a few things that if I could, I would change. But then I think, well, but then if I didn't go through with that experience, how would that affect the way I view my life nowadays and view things nowadays, right? How different would my life actually be? It was through being with Wolfie's father for 10 years that really made me settle down and really seriously think about my relationships in general, like all relationships. A little bit. And made me realize just how messed up my relationships had been in the past, like certain relationships. The way I was with certain people, the way I treated certain people. I was an artard. So now I am more honest with myself as well as with the other people in my life. And also with being with him, well, I have a short temper now. I used to have, like, I guess you could say, the patience of a saint is what I used to have. I used to be a very, very, very patient person when it came to dealing with problems and dealing with people and stressful situations. Like with him, with Wolfie's father, he's used to dealing with stress and anger with violence. He would lash out if he got into an argument with a guy. It would get to the point where he would beat them up, depending on the person too and the situation. But with a woman, he would take his anger and frustration out and stress on inanimate objects, because he has never believed in hitting a woman. Never has, never will. Unlike his brother, his one brother. Actually, most likely all his brothers, because they're all, yeah. Anyways, but being with him, I lost that patience after trying to deal with it for so many years. And yeah, so this particular individual, my boyfriend's cousin, he's a great guy. Yeah, he was always there for me when I lived near enough to him. And I do feel that if he had been living in this area when I had moved back to this area, probably would have ended up in a relationship with him instead of with his cousin. But then, how long would that relationship last? Where would things go? Because, well, like I said, he is a single father raising his 3 teenage kids. And, well, legally I cannot be with someone. I cannot be with someone who has kids because of my file with the ministry and how much they screwed my life over. And I don't want to run the risk of my history with the ministry affecting and interfering with anybody else's lives, which was the biggest reason why I left one ex in particular, because he was, at the time, he was fighting for full custody of both his son and his biological son and his stepdaughter. And yeah. And he did end up with full custody of both of them. And since then, he's also ended up with custody of 2 more kids of his from another ex. Yeah. And what's crazy was, oh God. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, so now I have somebody else that I can talk with about things from my past and how things have changed in my life, and gives him somebody to talk to as well about what he's been going through in his life. Yeah. And yeah, might try and drag Wolfie out next Saturday next week. Go to the bar, check out the karaoke. Doesn't mean either of us are gonna drink. She might. I'd be fine with her having a drink if she wanted a drink, but yeah. I won't touch any alcohol. Haven't touched the stuff in like 5 years, so. Well, no, that's not true. That's a lie. That is a lie. Because, yeah, I'd have a sip here and there. The last 2 years that I lived in that house with Wolfie's father, the landlord every so often would have beer, have alcohol in the house, and would share. And a couple of times I did have, like, he'd give me a beer and I'd have a couple of sips and then give the rest of it to Jag, to Wolfie's father. Yeah, because I just can't do it. Cannot do it. So, yeah, I just thought I'd come on here and update you guys, let you guys know how things are going, that I'm still alive, still here, still around. Just being pretty quiet. Yeah. enjoying the cooler weather, because the weather has, it's like, it's been in the low 20s. It's like it dropped 10 degrees. It was like 32, 33, and then it jumps down to 22 and 23. There've been a few days where we had to turn the AC back on, but not very much, not very often, and not for long. Because, well, if it's, well, I can handle like 22, 23. Like it's set, well, actually it says it's, my clock says it's 26 degrees in here. My watch says it's 24 degrees outside. So yeah, if it's any higher than 24, and I have to turn the AC on. If it's any higher than 24 outside, just cause I get too warm. And Wolfie, she overheats so much faster than I do. Way faster than me. But that comes from, like, she's less active than me these days, which is not good. Not good at all. Yeah. Not good. But yeah, so I'm gonna finish these arrows, and then I'm gonna call it a day. Call it done for my recording. I'm looking forward to getting paid next week. That's for sure. Get paid. Buy a battery for the van. Fingers crossed. And that's the issue, is the battery. I'm still working on getting caught up on videos on people's channels. I've been mainly focused on getting caught up on my What the Hales saga. Once I'm fully caught up on that, and I'm only a day behind now. That's it. I'm only a day behind. Well, okay, technically Monday. Wait, Monday, Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday, whatever. Yeah. 1-2 days behind. So that by the end of today, I'll be fully caught up on that. Yay. But yeah, I've binge watching at 1.5 times the speed, which does make things go quicker. Especially when the videos are like half an hour and shorter. I just zip through them. I can still understand them, like, really good. I'm just able to get through them a lot quicker, and yeah. Some of the channels that I watch at 1.5 times the speed, like the other day I was watching that Umbrella guy. I was actually watching his live stream while he was live, and it's like, oh my goodness. I forgot just how slowly he talks. Yeah. And it's like, oh my god. Too slow, too slow. I prefer the 1.5 times the speed. So there are certain channels that I'll still watch them on replay rather than watch them live, because of how slow they speak. Yeah, he speaks really slowly. I guess it's also because I'm so used to the 1.5 times the speed that it just makes everything else seem super slow. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna continue working on this, of course, but I'm also gonna go back to watching Who was I watching? I think I was watching Shizzy. Oh, sorry about the shaking. Yeah, I'm watching Shizzy Biznat. Alright, I'm gonna go, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Oh, this hand. Bye!